So apparently we got Zeef. All right. This is this morning. Stephen A. Smith had this to say on First Take, but we need to listen to what Draymond Green had to say in this clip first, because apparently it all stemmed from this. To sit back and see those that claim to know and appreciate me as a human being just blow with the narrative that was easy. I lost a lot of respect for a lot of people. Draymond Green on Stephen A. Smith and those who criticize him. Let's watch it.
And the reason he pissed me off was Stephen A. Smith really pissed me off. And the reason he pissed me off was because he hit me. He's like, yo, it's been hard for a lot of us to talk about you these last few days. You know, for me, I'm like, okay. It's been hard for me to watch, but I'm watching it because I want to see everything that everybody has to say. But the thing that pissed me off is you tell me it's been hard for y'all to talk about me. Stephen A., anytime I meet someone and they say something about you, it's never like, yo, I like him. He cool. It's always like, man, that dude, he a character.
Yeah. Yo,
He's this, he's
that's
that.
crazy.
And I always say back, I actually know the guy. The guy is actually a cool dude. You can take what you want from the TV screen. I actually know the guy. He's a cool dude and a real dude. And then you get the opportunity to talk about me. And listen, I know you got a job to do. I know you got to do your thing and say what you got to say. But at not one point did you say, well, y'all are saying this person is up and this person need help. Now, I know the person. Say what you want about the basketball player, that's fine. But I know the person. But to sit back and see those that claim to know and appreciate me as a human being just flow with the narrative because it was easy to do, I lost a lot of respect for a lot of people.
There's a lot of great basketball that's being played, and you might as well make some money off of it using the sponsors of this video, PrizePicks, my personal favorite way to play daily fantasy sports. All you gotta do is download their app or go on their website and sign up for an account. And how you make money on here is pretty simple, and I feel like it is up all of y'all's alley because y'all know so much basketball. They got a bunch of different sports up here, but I know y'all like basketball, so we're gonna go to the NBA tab right here. They got a bunch of different stats on the board. They got the popular picks of the day, so we're actually gonna stick with the popular picks of the day. I'm expecting a pretty big game from Jaylen Brown today, so I'm gonna go more on Jaylen Brown points right there. They got Miles Turner at 4.5 3-point attempts in this game, and I feel like that's just a little bit too high. I'm gonna go less on the Miles Turner 3-point attempts. I'm gonna go ahead and put $5 on this lineup right here. Press submit lineup, and boom, that is how you make a lineup on PrizePicks. And thanks to our friends over at PrizePicks, if you guys use code SOZ, you guys can get a 100% match on your first deposit of up to $100. So if you put in $100, they'll match it with $100 of their own, and now you got $200 to play with. Links to everything will be in the description down below, and shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. Appreciate y'all, man. Now, I do want to see what Stephen A. Smith necessarily had to say during the time period, because, you know, Stephen A. Smith does like to, you know, give his prefaces out there of Draymond Green's a great person, Draymond Green's a great dude, but he needs help. Like, if it's on that type of timing, then I don't see the problem on that. But yeah, if Stephen A. Smith was just going on national TV just saying that motherfucker's a horrible person, fuck that dude, he's a cancer to the locker room, that is some whole ass shit. But Stephen A. Smith did have to say this in response to Big D. Oh my God, hey yo,
Draymond Green.
Big D is
just
great.
Went on a national podcast with
Hey.
Shaquille O'Neal, my brother. It said that he lost respect for me. Well, I've now lost respect for him.
Damn.
I love this brother. I got mad love for Draymond Green.
Here's the preface.
I have an abundance of receipts where I can show you. And Molly, you can be a testament to this.
Okay.
How many times have I spoken up for Draymond Green? It's been countless times. This man has been ejected from games 20 times in his career.
Actually, but before I move on, I do want to just do the activity. Let's go. Stephen A. Smith, Draymond Green, First Take. Let's see what he's actually said. So these are things from obviously an hour ago. I'm trying to see something from way back. Take it back, take it way back. Take it way, way back. Draymond Green. Okay, so this was from a year ago. Has it already been a year? Oh, nah, this is... What is Perk wearing? Oh, my God. Let's see. Because a lot was being said about Draymond Green earlier. You know what I'm saying? In this season. Stephen A. questions Steph Curry's leadership. Okay, this is probably the best clip we can look at.
Oh, so much to unpack today.
I don't know what's wrong with him. Unfortunately, on this particular day, I can't imagine a soul that's in a position to protect Draymond Green. To defend him, I'm sorry. Not protect him, defend him. I can't. Nobody can. He can come up with whatever explanation he wants. And I'm not saying, because I would never call Draymond a liar, okay, because I think he's as honest as they come. But it doesn't matter. Appearances matter. What we witnessed mattered. And you dropped them. And so you know what they're going to do. You know what's coming next, right? That drop is going to be compared to the Jordan Poole drop in the practice video that we were never supposed to see. And all of these things are going to be used.
That shit was crazy. Oh, my God.
This ammunition to accentuate and buffer the point that this is a repeat offender, that he has very serious problems, and that the NBA needs to come down on him. That's what they're going to say. And there is nobody that could come to Draymond Green's defense at this particular moment. Joe Dumars in the league office, like I said, they're meeting right now. I don't know what the suspension is. I can guarantee you there's going to be a suspension. And I believe it's going to be a very, very hefty one.
That's not too bad. Let's go back here. I think Stephen A. may have something more to say direct at Draymond back here.
Let me end this speculation.
Uh-oh.
Draymond Green is going to get suspended for about 10 games, minimum. It's coming. I hope you brace yourself. I love Draymond. Can't excuse it. He apologized. I can respect that. That was a flagrant 2. He definitely should have been ejected. But we all know what's going to come down. We know that the league office is going to meet this morning. It's not going to be a Joe Dumars Silver, the commissioner that comes down. But nevertheless, agents, they are going. The Draymond Green was that sound from Nurkic. When a player sits there and says, quote.
So everything that I've heard from Stephen A. is just not necessarily his personal views, but what he thinks is going to happen, what he thinks is going to play out. He believes that, hey, love the guy, but yo, you're about to get cooked. I'm sorry, you're about to get cooked. And the optics around what Nurkic said during that time is not in your favor. That's what he's saying so far.
I don't know what's wrong with him. They're trying to imply you have a problem. And there's nobody in a position to disagree with Nurkic. He's the one that got hit. He sat up there and joked. I'm glad he didn't choke me. Now, to me personally,
okay,
it makes me uncomfortable to hear stuff like that, because you're talking about anger management issues and you're saying, I'm glad he didn't choke me, and then you're saying that's not a part of the game, and you say, I don't know what's wrong with him. Unfortunately, on this particular day, I can't imagine a soul that's in a position.
So I will say this. Draymond Green does have a point in terms of, as the guy who does know me, in this position right here, you could have defended me. In this position right here, you could have said, fuck the optics. Y'all need to know that my guy Draymond Green is a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He does not have problems. And that the optics around the media, while that is what it's going to be, it is unfair because I'm a good guy, or he's a good guy. So I see Draymond's perspective on that front, but let's go back to this clip right here. Oh, shit. 40. We were at 40, chat. Hold on.
Only Rasheed Wallace, another brother of mine, has been ejected for more games in his NBA career. In a 4-month span, 9 months. In a 9-month span last year, Draymond Green was suspended 4 times. And when he hit Nurkic, it was me that was on the air. You can attest to this, Molly. When you had people talking about anger management, talking about he needs help.
Yeah.
Talking about all these. I was the one that said, yo, that's going too damn far. I was the one
Did he?
that had a problem with Kevin Durant.
Hey, maybe we just haven't seen the full clip, but we literally watched the clip he's referring to, and I didn't see that. The most I got was I love the guy. But I don't think he necessarily said the league is going too far, though. I don't know, chat. Don't take my word for it right now. I'm going off of just what I've seen. But yeah, I think he said that brother need help. So I don't know.
Saying, quote, I hope he gets the help he needs. I said, that's a brother, that's another teammate. You know he's a black man. You know what that connotates. How are you going to say something like that? And then a month later was the chokehold on Rudy Gobert. And at that moment in time, I surmise this sound that I'm going to call for right now is what Draymond Green was alluding to. Could y'all play that, please? Listen, you know me. You know how I feel about the brother. I would look for any excuse that I could to defend him because I believe in him character-wise, but his actions have sullied all of that. There's no way around this. The reality is he seems...
I think this is from the clip we got. This is from December 13th. Oh, my God. I'm good at this.
Like he is out of control, and I hate that. And my level of sensitivity heightens even more so as a black man because last time they were bringing up anger management issues, and that just pissed me off. You understand? Because I don't like giving credence to stuff like that. But when one incident after another happens, the reality is that somebody like Jay Williams comes along, man. You have a good point, bro. Nobody can argue with Jay Williams at this particular moment in time with what he's saying because he has the evidence to back it up. There's a preponderance of evidence against Draymond Green. Now, 19th ejection of his career. What's the problem?
He's about to ask what's the problem. I don't see the problem. I do think, you know, if you're debating, essentially all Stephen A is saying is, hey, listen, I know the guy. You know what I'm saying? I do think motherfuckers are going too far. But I see, like, if someone believes that the league isn't, I see your argument. I see it. Like, it's not that crazy.
Problem with that? Put Molly up on the screen.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert was first, then Nurkic. I get your point.
Yes, Rudy Gobert was first.
I just want to make sure because, you know, people are going to...
Got it.
Mince words there.
Right. I'm saying.
Yeah.
What was the problem?
Obviously, the part that you highlighted, Stephen A., about the anger management and how you were sensitive to that, you know, being a black man and not wanting to give credence. I mean, we all heard that piece right there. So I'm assuming what triggered him was you saying that he was out of control, but I think you were referring to just the incidents on the court where he was continuing to get the ejections, correct?
Not just that. He also told the league office he felt like he needed to get himself together, that he wasn't right. I know this because as I tried to educate folks weeks ago, when you had Steven Jackson calling me a snitch because I called up the league office about Russell Westbrook. I didn't call them to suspend Russell Westbrook. I called because we had NBA countdown in an hour. The Clippers game was our game. Russell Westbrook hadn't been suspended, and I was asked to find out what were the details behind the decision. That's my job. We're on First Take. We have about 12 to 15 segments a day, about 70 to 75 takes a week.
Yeah.
I give over 3,000 takes a year on this show alone. I've given over 40,000 takes throughout my career. You would think I'm not going to make everybody happy with every single syllable that comes out of my mouth, but I pride myself on being fair. I pride myself on being a human being. I know that Draymond Green has 4 beautiful kids. I know that he has a lovely wife. I know that his mom is wonderful. I know that his inner circle is everything. I know that about him, which is why I've spoken up religiously for him on his behalf on many occasions without him asking, because I know the brother personally and I believe in him.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I will say this, man. I think I always give Stephen A. little bit of slack when it comes to his bad takes. Just because I understand it's his job, but being in a similar seat where, you know, I upload a video every single day on here, You know, I do a podcast twice a week talking more about basketball. I got another channel. I'm in a similar position where talking about basketball is really nonstop for me. You know what I'm saying? Talking about sports is really nonstop for me. And just the idea, especially the fact that he does everything live, the idea that this motherfucker isn't going to fuck up once, the idea that at all of his takes, everyone is just going to agree on, is just not fair to him. But also on the viewer side of things, I don't expect y'all to, you know what I'm saying, to hear everything that Stephen A. Smith says. You know, he does too much content. I don't keep up with everything Stephen A. does. Only keep up with things that I see on a timeline. And unfortunately, there is no incentive for motherfuckers to see the praise on a timeline. There is no incentive for you to see the good things being said about people, because that's just boring. To say, I had a good game, motherfuckers are going to look at that tweet and say, no shit, Sherlock. Motherfuckers are going to say, hey, and water's wet type shit. But what you are going to see is the slander. What you are going to see is the negative comments about you. And I do think, in this regard, Draymond Green fell into that trap of he got clipped. Now, I will say this, in this same scope of things, which is why I think social media is so dangerous in this aspect, maybe Stephen A. also got clipped. I don't know.
I think he's going to be a star in this industry. I think his podcast is great. I think his future is bright.
Right there, actually, because one thing I think I remember when we had this conversation, I'm not trying to interrupt your flow here, Stephen A., just work with me, is that when we were initially having this conversation, one of the things you said is that you were concerned because his future is so bright, not only on the basketball court, but also in media, that he could become such a superstar that this could cost him and affect him. And that was one of the points that you had made initially.
Yes. And that's one of the points that I still make. And so for you to go on a podcast, now listen, Draymond and I'll never hate him. I'll never have anything but love for him. But I don't respect what he did. You know my number. You've spoken to me before. Why am I hearing about it on Shaq's podcast? It would have been nice for Shaq to follow up and say, yo, this Stephen A. you talking about. This brother always defends you. It would have been nice for Shaq to do that, but that's...
But Stephen A., all of this is public now. All of this is public. So if you want to take it public with your comments, I don't see a problem with Draymond Green taking it public with his comments.
You know, he does what he does. And you know what? He's not a journalist like I am, so I get that. I understand that. Just like I'm not a Hall of Fame all-time great like he is. I understand that. I'm just simply saying the important point to point out is, you know, we talk about being men. I'm not hard to find. Draymond could have called me up. Draymond could have had a conversation with me. I don't need to find that out on Shaq's podcast when the world knows when he is wrong. I did not do that. You're going to take a soundbite? You know how much stuff I've said positive about Draymond Green? You know how many times I've come to the defense of Draymond Green about his character in the league office, in media, in the newsroom, on podcasts, on various interviews that I've done? I have never, ever failed to support him. And all I'm saying is that if you're going to have a problem with me, let a brother know. Why am I finding out because of a podcast from Shaq?
I think the problem is, though, is Draymond Green feels the exact same about you. Like, when you went on First Take and said the things that you said, that was some shit that felt fake to him. That felt like some shit where, you know what I'm saying? Like, you said something in public that you didn't say to his face type shit.
6 months or whenever it was.
And I disagree with this whole notion that, everything needs to be in private. When I feel like when the floodgates are open, fuck it, the floodgates are open. If you punch low, I'm going to punch low. Not to say that, like, these are low punches, I guess, because we're talking about mental health and the character of people. But if you want to take it public, you should have no problem with me keeping it public. Fuck it. Why do you get to decide when we go private? What the fuck?
After all of this happened.
To be fair, did you call him, since you guys
Yes.
clearly had a relationship, did you call him before you were going to speak about him?
What you talking about? Did I call before?
I'm saying so.
W Molly,
I
W
always
Molly.
text a call. I always
Well,
text
that's
a
what
call.
I'm making sure, because if you're saying he owed me that courtesy, you know, Shaq or
W.
him owed me
Molly?
that courtesy, did you give him that courtesy?
I always call a text. That's number one. Number two, I'm not saying I was owed it. I'm saying if you have a problem.
Molly kind of caught him. He said I always call or text, but that doesn't. Did you specifically call or text Draymond before you went on air and said the things that you said about him? And you say so every time you go on air, when you say shit about people, you always call or text? Come on, Stephen A. Come on, Stephen A. You know how to answer that question. You know how to answer that question. And you kind of brush it off aside, bro.
With me, it would be nice to find out from you that you have a problem with me.
Listen, man, I see the fault in both sides. I see where both sides, I feel like it was a misunderstanding. I don't know. I feel like how both motherfuckers are seeing this is a misunderstanding. I think Draymond Green, from this clip of what I'm seeing, I think he misunderstood Draymond's point. Not Draymond, Stephen A's point. I don't think Stephen A was necessarily attacking his character as much as he thought he was.
Draymond Green.
But Stephen A and his retort of, I didn't appreciate you going public with this. I disagree with that as well. Let me know whose side y'all on, bro. Is this the next great NBA Zeef? Is this Kendrick versus Drake? I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.